Final hour of trade for a Fed day, guys. We got the Fed statement. We got the decision on interest rates. No change, obviously. Fed Chair Powell currently speaking, taking questions from the media. So we are seeing a bit of a sell-off here as a result, but still in positive territory overall for U.S. markets. 0.8 there for the S&P, full percent for the Dow. The NASDAQ lagging ever so slightly. Trying to hold on to gains, guys. We did have a nice move following the overall Fed announcement, the decision, but then Fed Chair Powell takes to the microphone and typically the market sells off.
Yeah, it's like if you pull up the chart, like when do you think Powell opened his mouth up there? Sean, you got a little something on here. You can see the position board. Oh, I guess.
Yeah, I fought this. I fought the law, and the law won at one point. But right now, I've got this. So the market, we were trying to. I mean, look, part of it is that normally I am definitely a raging bull, as you guys know, in the marketplace, but I've been bearish the last little while, so this is not the right way to trade. But you know, we were shorting the Qs all day. Some good shorts here, got blown out there, then we averaged in, and then look what started to happen, man. We top ticked that at 371, and then it was just like cascade to the downside there. We took some out on the way down, and now we're holding a decent piece right now on the Qs. So this is $2.40 in the money. That's all good, so we're pretty happy with that. So no complaints on that move, but we have to wait now for 369 to break before we decide to get out of the Qs. And then guess what else we seek revenge on here? That is Weemy right now. This one was a name that we got blown out of early. Then we shorted it, and I said I was going to try to hold this for you guys all day. Back into this area, down to $4. Weemy right now with a big win, so we're pretty happy here. I don't know what you're doing, Neil, but it's been a big day so far.
Yeah, and I got this Bros on a breakdown. Look, we know Dutch Brothers had been a strong stock off of the open, from its open, I should say, and it did make a big time top there at 60 to 62. I was mentioning in the chat there that I got a 52 breakdown. And look, I'm not joking. So there was some talk in the chat. I said I'm trying to hold into a 48 level. Like I'm looking at this cluster here from the morning, obvious support level. And someone put in there, I'm not going to name any names, they just threw out 48.37. Randomly, and I'm not making this up. Like I said in the chat, I was already bidding 48.38, so got you by a penny. But I want this thing to continue to come down. It is a bit of a downward trend that you guys are seeing here, and I do think it's continuing to slide down, and we got a good opportunity to catch this one. If it does make another push through 50 even, I would probably put a trailing stop in at that point, but I got a break-even stop at 52. I got some AEMD from the morning as well, but that's not doing a heck of a lot. I'll tell you what is starting to move. Marin was starting to make some moves the last I had checked. It's negative for me on the day. Like I can't pretend that I tried to buy that dip in front of 950 on the morning. It didn't work out. It bottomed out at $8.50. Put in a bit of a double bottom. This is a 1 minute chart here, and then it's trying to get back up to VWAP. But the volume's starting to pick up again. There is, I think, obvious resistance at that same 950 to 970 area that we're buying long in front of. But for now, Marin trying to get off the schneid just a little bit here.
Yeah, we like Marin. I mean, for me, the same thing there. We did take a bath on that. It does break through that 950. Then we got out there at 940. We got out at 9. It hasn't really, come back to this area, but that's not a horrible spot today. Okay, let's check out Facebook. We had that early on. Okay, it's still 343. Actually, I haven't looked at this in a bit here. We had this early on. It's going to be hard to see, but we did take a right off the open there when this started to crack down on news that is old. 345. We took that. We got out at 348. So that was a nice 2 and change winner. No, sorry, 346 out at 48. So $2. Some keystroke errors right there, and we haven't touched it since. But Facebook does come down to 340 here. I did not do any more buying in their portfolio. We'll have to see what happens here. I still think the NASDAQ still has a chance to go negative today, believe it or not. So we'll wait to see what that's going to do. But Facebook right now on some decent levels. I also noticed Microsoft tapped out at 300 today. Actually, looks like it got to 370. That's on that, so that probably didn't happen. But yeah, 300. Basically the tap out right now today. Wicks up there and then fades out. So Microsoft looking pretty strong as well. Where's Apple right now? Is that still 145? Yeah, so still 145 and change as the NASDAQ starting to go. You know what? My plan is to hold this Qs trade here. We're $2.50 in the money. Probably try to hold this as far as we can. if it breaks through 369, we're out. Other than that, this is a hold for me all day. Let's try to find something that's relatively weak, because if the market starts to fade out, we want,
That's why, I mean,
look at Lucid. Ooh.
Just hold on for dear life. Lucid's getting crushed. I mean, that's why I like Bros, because it's getting crushed as well. But there's no bounce in Lucid. That's sort of the problem.
Yesterday I called $48 on Bros, and I said maybe it would be there by Friday. I haven't even looked today, so I have no idea what it's at right now. 51.
My bid's at 48.38.
Yeah. Okay. Good. So all right. So it actually touches 49.31. So okay. Oh, you were just talking about Bros, right? So that does go down to 40. Bro. Yeah, bro. I can't believe I missed that, bro. All the way down there. So that's a name. And then what I want to do also was, I'll just click on this because hopefully it doesn't crash my charts if I do it this way. Lucid right now, we were loving that short all day, and then I mean we didn't realize this was going to happen, but there's Lucid short and then out, and since then, man, just cascading down. I wish I had more patience in Lucid like I do in WIMI. WIMI's rate down here right now, four and change. I still think we test around $4. So let's try to find a spot to get out. We'll do some work and then I'll get back where my out's going to be, but I don't really see anything here.
So there was a question in there a couple of times. I saw a couple of times about GOTU here, and you're going to see a big 30% to the upside. This is what the not so great looking daily chart is going to look like. But here's where I guess it looks solid. You're going to barcode off the bottom, and this is not very useful looking at the daily, so I'll pop over to the 15-minute because it's going to tell enough of the story if you zoom back far enough. You have a bit of a base that's been forming on this stock, and it's definitely giving you a little bit of a breakout, but the good news is it actually hasn't broken through the obvious resistance that's going to be sitting at that 350 level. Now, here's your problem. If you're long from, well, it's not a problem if you're long from 260 or probably anywhere below $3. It's actually not that big of a deal, but it is likely to be having resistance at that 350 level and rejecting off of this in go-to. Now, it gives you a chance for a further break, and then the sky's the limit because the stock has just been so bad. But if you have a long deep in the money, you've got awesome cover down the 2-quarter level. If you have it at the top here, well, in front of resistance, and if it doesn't break through, you're in a world of trouble from a risk to reward standpoint. You need that breakout. And if you're buying up here, you might as well wait for the break and pay an extra 10% up. Brendan?
I wanted to talk about, that was earnings play, by the way, that GOTU. So they reported better than expected earnings. But Fed Chair Powell, guys, talking about credit and debt default. Apparently he has declined to comment on whether he has liaised between the Treasury and on a possible U.S. debt default. But more importantly, up here, they actually say the Fed is very closely monitoring Wells Fargo and their efforts to fix their ongoing problems. So I just pulled up Wells Fargo on a volume spike there. To the downside. Still up on the day, though.
That's not
Wells Fargo's up 3% today? Okay.
Oh, the banks are...
Okay, banks, time to get reloaded. I mean, we dumped some JP Morgan at about 156. Yeah, that's not going to look good right now, is it? Yeah. Oh, that's actually at 156. Okay. So we can get reloaded. This is where we sold JP Morgan last. I think it was last week. Yeah, there's my daily chart, so we can forget about that. Looking at that, Clover, ladies and gentlemen, Clover had a nice spike today, and we were able to take advantage of that as well, being in it. And okay, I don't know what happened to the chart here, but we did. This is just like, okay. So we did, you know what, maybe if I change this to a 2-minute chart.
Fill.
Yeah, great fill, right in the middle of nowhere. That's the best fill ever. Okay, and more fills right in the middle of nowhere. So I can't discuss Clover too much. Maybe on the 20-minute it'll look okay. Yeah, so today Clover does spike up to that 815 level. We talked about that, and actually it was even higher. That's not even the levels I want to show you. There's like, there's a fix-in for these charts, guys, but I don't know. I'll come back to me. I'm just going to reload them all. This is.
And we'll go over to ATER, which it just had a volume spike. So thank you guys. You're better than a volume alert, this community. Oh my goodness. Before I can even chew it out, it's 1570 is a top, and it's immediately trying to take this out. 1569 in case you are rounding numbers off, which we like to do around here. This is a lower high just to get as much analysis in as fast as possible. A series of lower highs. And the key level, I think, if we get through this 1570, the key price is going to be 17. It's been 17 for quite some time now, so I think there's going to be some resistance up and around that particular price if we get there. First things first, it needs to actually take this level out. This is on volume, so you're not going to see me immediately just jump in front of it in terms of a short side trade. If it does want to dip, I'm looking back at this double hump here at 15 to 1520, and I'll take a look at a dip buy on that particular name. So ATR definitely on the radar. Like I said, we're looking also at this ARQQ. Maybe I didn't even say this. But ARQQ, I tried this one to the long side. I don't even know why I bothered to try to short this when I wasn't that convicted in it. I gave it to the high of the day, and when it failed at that price, I didn't even get back into it. But I did have a 36 long, and the only reason I'm bringing up the 36 long is because it just bounced off of that same area again. The difference here between that and ATER on light volume. So I'm not sure it's got the juice to get through the high of the day, but I am paying attention just in case this takes out the top, because ARQQ has been a heck of a runner, and it's a low floater that, when it gets going, it doesn't take much to get that one to start to go a little bit parabolic. So ATER is on the radar for a dip buy and a potential breakout. ARQQ, which, as I mentioned there's games on level 2 here. On ARQQ, someone's sort of messing around here on the offer. Yeah, see these 5,000 stacked offers, and then at 27, kind of the same deal going on. And then you had the volume spike, and the spike bringing it down on the chart, and then just sort of dragging it down. It could possibly be to get some fills down at 36. I'm not saying someone's manipulating the stock, but it's like it wouldn't be crazy to me if that's exactly what someone
People don't
doing.
manipulate stocks.
No one ever manipulates stock, but that's what it looks like in case that's fake. And the second I start seeing it, wow, look at that, the offer is gone. Where'd that go? They didn't take a fill. They just pulled.
Manipulation?
You see that?
Nepa. Okay. All right. So SoFi today, man, we should have had this one. Wow, we did have it. I mean, SoFi is one of my most profitable stocks today, to be honest with you. But we did have that. I mean, I had no idea this kind of a run was in, which is great because my average price on SoFi is 18x something, 18 something, not 18 times. So yeah, right up here, good run to $17. I think we could fade it if it gets back up there, but nice little bounce off view up twice. So bounce off there basically and bounce off there as well. So that's a nice move back there for SoFi. So congratulations. We talked about SoFi as a possible runner. I've also talked about Clover. I have $9 calls on Clover. So we got close to that today. Clover, I can't even show you the chart. I tried to reset it. Doesn't do anything. Clover today got as high as 840, I believe. So that was good. All right. The other one I want to talk about is Wish. What about Context Logic? This is another one. Again, I'm only bringing this up. I don't own it at all, and I wonder where it's going. But if you look at I wish I knew if we had that crystal ball, which is on order right now from Amazon. Hopefully that can come in. Apparently, if you just ask it where stocks are going. No, it's not Amazon Prime. It's too much of a pimping thing. So you can see here, Wish, Context Logic right now at all-time lows. I don't know if this one's ever going to go, guys, but it is heavily shorted. Just keep an eye on that. I do think that if you do get, some kind of an upgrade or maybe a new partnership with somebody for Wish, Context Logic, then this stock is going to go right back to $8. So there is a good opportunity to take this one. Wow, I'm just noticing XOM up 3.5% today. BarkBox. That one's been a dog for sure. Pun sort of intended. What about PaySafe? That's another name. And again, we are going to change the format of this show coming up at some point where we sort of do kind of like a watch list thing before we get going on. So that's kind of what we're doing now. We're looking for some names here that may get going here in the afternoon. PaySafe is one of those other ones, and the reason I'm talking about it, it's at its all-time lows as well. So this one has to get off as well. But PaySafe looking to go long here through $8. And
speaking of that ATER, which I mentioned as a potential dip buy, just adjusting some orders on the AEMD, which I am short, and just to go over this trade, it basically bounced off of this 525 area so many times, and I shorted just below that in the morning, where I made basically everything I did on the day, and then didn't trade it in the open, except for a quick reversal that I just scalped out of it. Didn't like the price action; it was too early in the day, and then I waited for it to come back down and break below that level I shorted in front of. I was able to get it when it took this 515 out. I'm still holding the last of the shares, but I'm looking to maybe rinse and repeat. But the volume picked up here a little bit too much, so I backed off. Now it's giving me a consolidation I might take action with, but ATER looks a little bit more interesting to me. I have a top side break at that 1570 because I think there's room to go if it wants to take it out. I was looking for a dip buy that was a little bit bigger, but it is holding this range. It's not even getting anywhere close to that 15 to 1525 area, so I'm not sure we're going to get that before it takes a shot at the top. If it takes out that high, I'll go for the break on ATER, up 20%, and looking for a little bit more. Speaking of more, I want Bros to go down more. I don't know if I'm going to get my wish. It's definitely, that Dutch Brothers, you are on the New York Stock Exchange, and one of these days I will remember that. So just got the breakout on ATER. I want to see if that can't get through 16 even as well. But Dutch Brothers is checking up here. I have my stop at 52, so if it breaks out of this consolidation, I can't lose on the trade. But it's running out of time. We're flat at the end of the day. At some point, I might just have to take the profit wherever it is, but I still have 45 minutes, so plenty of time for Bros to further fall off a cliff. Brendan, what's up?
Just double checking on the hotels here. They are still nicely higher on the day, guys. Here's the MGM. First off, obviously casino, but I'll show you a hotel in a second. Just kind of flirting with day highs, but up nicely. 6.5% for MGM today. Look at Hyatt, though. It just made a new day high, up 2.7%, but volume coming in right now. 2H, guys, in New York.
Okay, what's up, H? DATs. So a lot of people asking about DATs. That's data, what is it, DATA Chat? Yeah, DATA Chat. So DATA Chat making a move here. I guessing this, I mean, where was I when this IPO'd so low? $3.50. I don't know if they took over a symbol or what, but there it is there, 350 just rocketing up. So it's a big move up here for DATA. You guys want to talk about it, so let's just do that quickly. This is just a 1 day. I mean, we've never really crossed $9, right? I mean, you can say it right here, we crossed 913, but after that, we've just sort of been bumping up against it. So the fact that we're at 855, I don't know if there's any more runs in this thing anymore. It's made moves, big move today as well. We'll look at a 1 minute chart. I don't want to look at a 20, I want to look at a 1. Is this a 1? There it is. So this is what we're talking about. You could break right now 860. I mean, that's a spot there. If I were to get an 860 long, I think you can get it to 880. Probably the best you're going to do with that. And then the downside to me is VWAP, so even a little bit lower, 835. So, you know, this name could go here, Data Chat. It's probably just a highly shorted name. We could try to find out. I've asked Brendan about it. It's probably no upgrades today. We'll find out about it. If you guys know, you can let me know here. But we're in it right now. Or not in it, but we're looking at it. And I think an 860 break makes sense to me. So let's take an 860 break, just not too big, but if we could take 20 cents and just kind of stack things up here today, we'll do that. What's up, Brendan?
IZEA. So they've teamed up with, DAT Chat Incorporated. So they teamed up with that IZEA, which is a media company. My window's not really, oh, there we go. It finally loaded. An influencer campaign with IZEA. So that was announced this morning for DAT Chat, guys.
That's a name. IZEA is actually a name that we know. We mentioned Lucid, and again, I mean, if there was a chance to get any kind of strength in this stock to be able to go into the short trade here, I'd be looking to take it. But I think maybe like 25 would be worth a shot. For now, again, let's just have the Dutch Brothers short. I did get the breakout in ATER. I think I will trim some at 16. And then the thing about trimming some, and I should maybe show you guys the chart here because it did just get up to 1590 or so. If you take some out in front of a 16 even, you can always take a 16 break. It opens the area up for maybe to get a bit of a dip buy as well. So a lot of things that you can do flexibility-wise in a breakout that maybe I should have done, but I wanted it closer to that 16 even, making the breakout look even more enticing as well. So we'll stick with that one. There was a question about Peloton. And we were actually...
Yeah, we were wondering about that ourselves.
We were talking about this, it was just after lunchtime. It was before Fed, I think that we were talking about this one. So before 2 o'clock, and pull back the daily because Peloton got absolutely dropped like a rock. Now, key thing here, broke through recent support at 95. It does have the feeling, I mean, when you get a major move like that after consolidation breaking the low, you'd think that it might give you a chance to pick it up at even better prices than this. But you know, as it draws closer to 90 and to 80, at some point this is just going to be a buy. It's worth noting the level that it's sitting at here. Like this was like 92 to 95 was a higher level of support below that wick bottom at 80. So to see it check up between 90 and 95 wouldn't surprise me. But this previous low was 96, and if you look at where it's recovering to now, it's had resistance all day long in front of 96. So you want it closing above that price. If we don't get above that particular price, you're probably going to get a deal on it, which is better than that. But the 96 actually sets up pretty solid here for the day trade, especially with the market coming back up a little bit. Like we're 1.1% up on the NASDAQ and approaching the high again. And Peloton is trying to recover a very key price at 96. That does set up for a break. But if it can't close here, wait for a deal. Brendo.
Another big mover from this morning, guys. Robinhood having quite the day. They announced this morning they're going to start testing their own crypto wallet. That was out mid-morning this morning. So yeah, day highs just right there for Robinhood, up 7% on the day.
Robin Z. Hood. Okay, so look, I've tried, there goes DATs right now, so I will talk about, I know you guys want me to talk about Roblox, I will do that in a minute. Okay, so DATs, again, let's just stick to our plan here. Let's put an offer at 880. So we could try to put that there, well, we will put it there, and we'll wait for that. And if we get filled, we get filled. We are long now at 62. The thing is, like, there's no volume to this move right now. That's really the problem. It broke a key level, and it's like, okay, but we'll take it, and we'll see where it goes. So that is that right now for DATs. Okay, RBLX. Here it goes. I mean, here goes DATs. Trying to go. Roblox, of course, is on the New York. Like, that's one of those names again where you would think would be on the NASDAQ for sure, but it is not. It is on New York. So let me just get that DATs order in quickly before we go. Okay, so Roblox right here as it loads up. They didn't have a great quarter, and they were talking about possibly, the back to school and, some kids and whatnot not being as much screen time. I think the limit there in China of screen time as well, is not a great thing for, I don't even want to look at a 20-minute chart. It's been all over the place because of the market. But if you see here on a daily chart, we are approaching the 50-period moving average. I am all the time, recommending that we buy stocks that are near these levels. And so it does a nice dip. I think Roblox has a lot of support here at 75. I mean, that's pretty clear. And I don't know if we get back to 102 or 103 before Christmas time, but I do think if the market rallies, this is going to be a name. I know ARK is invested in this a little bit as well. And again, the risk reward here seems to be right. I do hold some Roblox. It's very, very small. It's because my kid wanted me to buy some, so it was just fun for him. It's like a little project. We averaged in, and our average price is, I think, in the mid 70s maybe, because we did buy near IPO day, and it's been up and down. So look, I like Roblox. I just a little bit nervous that they're still not profitable is my understanding. I'll have to double check the financials on that, but they've been around for a hell of a long time, and I just worry that they're not going to be able to monetize as much as they want to. But again, we'll see if Roblox is there. My kids just each got 1,000 more Roblox yesterday because we're part of like a monthly subscription where they keep getting it for $12 or something each kid there. So I'm supporting the company, that's for sure, and they still like it. But again, I think it's a very age-specific thing. I am worried about the video games there in China. I'm not even sure. I assume Roblox is open in China. Maybe it's not. But again, that's a little nervous to me. And this little drop down there from 88 down to 80, that's 10% retracement. So you could probably buy this, especially if it takes out 82, which is probably going to do tomorrow. So I actually don't mind Roblox for a swing trade, especially if the market's going to bounce. I mean, look at today. You get 3%, the bottom. So it's a nice trade today on Roblox, guys.
And I did get stopped out of Dutch Brothers there. If it does pop again, I want to be able to short a pop into this. I think 54 is an obvious level, so we'll kind of we'll stick some shares in front of it if we do get a chance. I got a question there. It was I think it was Delonte. Either way, it was about InMode, INMD, which I quickly added to my board here. I assume sometimes if you don't say specifically that you're looking at this for the long term, and I guess in this market. First of all, congratulations, because I'm assuming you're asking about InMode because of how ridiculously strong it's been. Now, in this particular environment, although we just broke the high of the day on the NASDAQ, so there you go. We'll do this one for...
We did? Oh, my God.
Broke the high of the day. Now, if ATER could go, that would be fantastic. Just throw that one out there. Here's what you're getting though. You have market exuberance. You have a stock breaking out, which is made. And again, if I were to draw a trend line, you're nowhere near getting support levels. But look at the cluster up top here in a strong market. I would be at least a little bit afraid that this is looking like a little bit a pullback for me, because I remember when Upstart had a bit of a top, and there was a good short for a couple of days, and then it was the same thing with Asana. It gave you a look like this, essentially. And if I came in tomorrow, and this stock doesn't do any volume, InMode's not going to do any volume, 900,000 shares, so it's probably not much of a day trader's haven, but it does set up that if you get this same high tomorrow off of like 157, you're looking, there's breakdowns at 155, that'll be there. There's all kinds of rollovers that are going to be in play, at least for the short term. So, I mean, I don't know where you stand on this name, but you got a gorgeous looking chart there. You got a fantastic opportunity. I think if you're hanging on to something like this, there's nothing to be said except for congratulations. There might be some day traders that are hunting for shorts. That's all I will say about it. ATER looks like it's going to stink. So Bros was okay, although I'm looking for another opportunity. I don't care about a daily chart in ATER. But this one we just bought that dip buy because obviously we said we would in front of 115.25. And that's why I should have taken some shares out in front of 16. But if it breaks that 20, I want to run to the hills. And Yeah, it looks like Marin, that little bounce that I thought could get us into that 950 to 60 for a short, looks like Marin can't even do that, so it's continuing to fall.
All right, WIMI 425 is where we're going to get out. I mean, it just ran to there and stopped. So 425, we're in the spot here, $1 about right now. So we could take 90 cents if that goes to 425. We will get out of WIMI there. I don't even know if that's how you pronounce it. Okay, triple Qs. And again, we celebrated, congratulations, this and that. We were super happy when we came on the show because we had a $3 winner. Well, I mean, that's why I was surprised when Neil said we're back to the high of the day. I didn't even recognize that we were because I wasn't holding this anymore. Like, this is why you get out, man. We had that 369, bless you. We went above VWAP there at 368.80. We gave it a little more than VWAP, and then we gave it a key level, which key levels don't really matter, on the Qs, because again, it's just going to follow the market, like Microsoft, Apple, all that. They don't care. The market doesn't care about any key levels, but you do have to look at it from a technical side if you're going to use candles. But dollar value doesn't mean anything. So we give it a little bit of a break through VWAP, and then it gets out. So 269.12 we got out of basically our 371. So that's $2 right there. We're very, very. I mean, the Qs is one of my more positive names today. So pretty happy with that. Needless to say, looks like it's Brendan time again.
This Spire guy's starting to go if my chart would load. I could show you. There we go. Nice little move into the close here through 18. Big volume coming in for SPIR. This is also all-time highs. If you missed it this morning, they announced this new partnership with this Myriota to reimagine the Internet of Things connectivity, guys.
There you go. And we talked about the potential of round 2 in Dutch Brothers. It's getting rather close to it. So as we creep towards that 53 level, remember with this stock, 20-cent spreads are like a small amount, so you got to make sure you give it a little bit of extra room. So I know VWAP's over here to like 55, and then you have this top here at 55. I just don't think that you're waiting for 50. You can't wait for that level. It's one thing to get a particular price breaking through the low, which was an even dollar break at 52. Like, that's clean. Catching it on a bounce here will be a little bit more nuanced, and that's why I want to start looking at it at that 54 level. So that's what I kind of mean by that. We're getting back towards the high on ATER, and again, like I said, if the first time I had taken profits, this could look a little bit better. I almost don't have a choice but to start thinking about taking some out in that 1570 range, because I could have a price in the 40s. I don't, because why? Because I looked the gift horse in the mouth, and I don't want to do it again, so I have to get some out of my original entry point in front of that 70 level. If we get another chance, if I get some of these shares out, I could even take some at 60 if I wasn't so... I'll take some out in the mid-60s if I can even get it. And then I want to be buying this dip again and just take advantage of the fact that I think we have a resistance level that's going to turn into support for us here. And I want to be able to play it a little bit aggressively. I'm still going to offer some in front of 16. I'm still looking for a 16 breakout as well. Now that I got that filled, don't need that offer there. We'll back that up into like the 70 range. So there you go. Real time, we're putting some orders in. And if it dips down, I can continue to buy the dip. Marin is a bum. We did talk, you might have mentioned SoFi a little bit, but one of the other ones, so two things happened this morning, right? Like, we talked about the dip buy in SoFi, and I could show you my SoFi chart where I got wicked out on a morning stop, but then it snapped back, so I was able to get the long anyways. But then that was at the cost of the same thing happening on Uber, and then I didn't get back into Uber. Then I compounded that mistake by grabbing along way too early. Like, I should have only been entering this at like 1440, but I did take some shares up here in front of VWAP, and Uber has just been coming right back in. Now, it's held 45 for now. It's still, my daily chart hates me, but it's held 45 for now. But if you look at Uber below 45, and especially below the low of the day here, this has a chance to give a little bit of a pullback. Now, the fact the market is up is definitely some good cover. I love Uber, but for me, the buy on Uber was because it was up on Monday when the market was getting trashed. Uber put in a strong day, and that was a ways ago. Like, you're already up 10, 15% from that, 10 to 12% from that. And this is a little bit extended, at least for a couple of days worth of a move, which is just them saying they expect to be profitable, and it's their level of profitability, which involves fun accounting. So take it with a grain of salt as always. But in a strong market here, I think it has a chance to extend. But if we're right about the sell not being over, and we'll see what happens with Evergrande tomorrow, watch out for Uber below this 55 level, especially breaking 44. It's a monster gap to be filled in, and if it fills some of it, hey, I think that's a buying opportunity, but just because I like the stock and recently bought it doesn't mean I'm going to ignore the fact that a short could be setting up for this thing tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, that was, and I was only bringing up Lucid because that's what made sense to me on that play as well. And I mean, a little bit more parabolic, of course, than what Uber's probably ever going to do, because, you know, Uber just has a lot of people on that name. But, you know, again, like this name was just September 16th, $18, $19. We ripped all the way to 28, and that's where I screamed the short this morning. And, you know, this was just straight. I wish I would have known how far this thing could fall back down, but it makes sense where it is falling down to right now, 24 and change. Look, we stopped out there, we topped out there, we wicked down to yesterday, you know, before we made that huge move up to 24, 21. So yeah, Lucid, I mean, I still remember that flush down to 15. We were actually short this day and then got roasted. We took some profits and then got roasted when it ripped back up there. But yeah, way overbought there, Lucid up to $29. We're going to look for those plays every single day, man. I want to be all over these if I can find them. Lucid like that, like when it's overbought. And I think you might have an example there as well, Neil, with your play and Uber. So that's a good one. Let's check out Affirm. I mean, Affirm is another play here that I think it was bouncing around pretty good today. Yeah, up 5%. So yeah, this is like...
Whoa.
I don't know if you're going to, I mean, I could probably tell this to you and you'll probably guess it, but this 106.50, I mean, this level, if I can find a daily chart here, this is a daily chart right here. Look how many times we've dipped down and then finished higher. Like so many times we wick to 103, 104, like 106, and then it just gets battled right back. And today's just one of those days again. So
hold on, I'm shorting Affirm.
Yeah, we have to, Neil's going to short Affirm. So we have to pay attention next time we see something like that down in the 100s on Affirm, like low 100s, that has to be picked up. And here's another example today of that. It bounced to the low side and only got as low as 106.50. But hey, I mean, on this crazy day, that's exactly where we pulled back to 105.80 before ripping back to 125. That was a fun day. Those of you that will remember Affirm on that. Palantir still holding up high at 27.50. The marijuana stocks today, you got a diamond hand these ones, guys, because some of these marijuana names just continue to be good day today. I mean, we'll take the 5% or whatever it is today on CGC, almost 6% on CGC. Oh, I was going to say, I have to let my charts load and not be impatient with them. That's like one of the only ways to get this to load. But I mean, if you've been diamond handsing this thing to now, you might as well keep those hands on, because this has just been absolutely woodshedded. Everything in the marijuana space is getting absolutely destroyed. It will go, I promise you that, but I don't know which way it's going to go first. We're right at lows. I was talking about buying this thing at 16, and then it just crushed it down to 13, and today we're getting a little bit of relief rally. Normally I would say sell any of these rallies, but honestly, man, these marijuana stocks need to get going. There was news today on ACB cutting, I think it was 12% or so of their workforce. So ACB should be, what's it doing today? It's down today on that news. So, I mean, this is just another one that's been absolutely crushed as well. So just be careful with the marijuana names. Normally I would sell on a day like today, but not today because I feel like we're so low and beat down in the sector.
Yeah, and you might have heard me under my breath or just flat out say that I was going to short Affirm. And this is a 15-minute chart. And the second he said the name and I pulled it up, my old trades popped in. And I feel like if my old trades didn't pop in, I might not have immediately just said, why am I not short this name right here, right now? Because I shorted this back on the 9th at this same area, right in front of right around that 114, and then missed this short literally one day after grabbing it at the top, obviously on the close show for you guys, or maybe just before the close show. And then the next day I missed this short, was able to catch it right around that 114 again. You then got a break of 114, held support, gapped down below there. Now you're retesting it on Fed day when market's at the high 1% and resisting the top on the NASDAQ. I mean, like, are you kidding me? This is the same level we had before. So I come in short 113.17, 113.70 is my price. Now it's already bounced off the level, so I'm shorting a consolidation lower. But it gives me cover to the high of the day here, so I can basically shoot high of the day is my out. It's a level I know that has had some rejection before, so I can take some solace in that. I actually want to back this order up to like almost right in front of 113 if I can. So it's a level that was good before. Essentially, you can just take those couple of days that we had above there because we gapped down almost immediately. Just throw them out the window. You have cover of the high of the day of the market. You have cover of the high of the day on the stock. And I mean, VWAP, I'm not even thinking about a VWAP retracement. That's like $3 away. I don't need $3 when I'm only going to be risking to the high, which is less than $1.
Yeah, exactly, and I think that's the whole point, right, of trading, and that is you have to have risk management. And And if you don't, then you're just going to be stuck in your trades. I mean, it's that simple. I wish it was, actually, I don't wish it was simpler. That's about as easy as it can get. You just got to, make sure that you're reading the charts properly and really just understanding the risk. We're all going to get, those bad wicks out and this and that and blah, blah, blah. But, okay, one stock that's not really working out for me that I just kind of took because we thought it might have a chance to go was DATs. And we talked about this as being a very, very small position, and it is. And we were just trying to make that 20 cents. We'll give it back to 20 cents as well. But remember what we talked about when that break happened? I hope you guys do. And I'm moving this up because this is, this should say volume down there, but it doesn't. Oh yeah, because my charts keep changing, but everyone knows this is volume. Look, there was no volume on that break, right? When we started getting going here, breaking volume, volumes there on the way down, volumes there at the top, volume is here at the top, volume is here again on the way down, volume picks up here on that move off the bottom, and then volume right there on the move down. So this should have been followed with a similar candle of volume. Forget about, doing this, but it's down here. This should have been, a bigger volume spike. When you don't get that, that should be something that, is a little bit of a warning anyways for us traders, that there's no one joining you. So, you may be late to the party, and like Neil says, as long as you're well-dressed, but in this time, we may be well-dressed, but there really is no party. So that's a problem as we get there. So we got the invitation, but there was no one home on DATs. So we'll hold that. It'll be a 15-cent hit or 20-cent hit if we get back down to 40. But
before we go to Brennan.
Yeah, go ahead, Neil.
ATER did make the break. So look, I got a little sloppy with the dip buy because I started a little bit too early, but I maybe took a few more shares out in front of 16. I then added on the 16 break like we said we would, scalped some out, and these are the last of my shares that would have been that 1530s and 1540s. The last of my shares are going to be out, both in front of 16 and then in front of 1615. I'm shooting for 17 even on these 1604 shares, but if it stalls at 1650, I might get out of it at that particular price. But finally, we get ATER to go. Like this one because of the volume spike and then the break at the high of the day. Brendan, what's up?
Hey guys, yeah, busy day on the IPO front. Just noticing this one. Freshworks was one of the ones that made its debut today. They priced it at 36. It came to market at 43.50. So that's pretty good. Disregard this. That never happened. 43.50 is right about here somewhere. Is where we opened. But trying to hold some decent levels here, up big time for Freshworks. It's like a CRM type SaaS company for Freshworks.
The CRM, okay, I was thinking it was something to do with food or a food chain or something. FRSH, yeah, wow, 43.50. We haven't taken anything like that in a while. Well, we used to take IPOs, and then I forget what the last one was. It just wasn't very good. Yeah, oh, that sucks that that's showing that on our chart. I'll just move it over a little bit, and you can see more. Whoops, now I don't know what I've done now again. Okay, let's just move it over a little bit so we don't have to get that first. Okay, there we go. So Freshworks, again, it's going to be down here at 43, and since then you're kind of barcoding here. I didn't pay for any shorts on this, so I don't really see anything. But again, all the IPOs that have come to market, and I don't need to tell you guys this because you're traders, have really gotten crushed in the last 6 to 8 months. SPACs, IPOs, things like that. Sure, there's going to be a few, but if you look at your SPAC list, there's actually a SPAC 30 or something like that. There's some ETFs that have been created, so you guys can go double check those. Yeah, 48 looks like a good high. Let's just remember that for tomorrow. That's about all we can do.
And we just got a question in here. I'm assuming you do mean FCX Freeport and not, because obviously FedEx reported, so it's easy to maybe mix those two up, but I'm assuming you are talking about Freeport here. Daily chart, there we go. A couple of caveats here. I am looking for a place to add to my position in Freeport. Also, Caterpillar. We haven't not looked at Caterpillar. I keep forgetting to look at Caterpillar, but it's already bounced off a 30-level support here. And you're getting a nice 4% move. A lot of these names have been getting beaten up. I would say absolutely. Now I'm looking at myself, this is not a horrible place to be adding to it. Although, the overall trend of the chart is not a pretty one, and then until you break out through like 32.5, maybe 33, and get back to the 50 period, you're not out of the waters yet on this. So you just make sure if you're buying this for the long term, it really is that long term, because on a swing level, it gets back below 30, decent chance you're getting into the 25 to 27 range, right? So if you can't handle that with the amount you're putting in here, or you're thinking shorter term time horizon, you can afford to be patient and wait for more momentum than just one day. If it is the long term, I would say all systems go, because it's made a nice little bottom here off of 30, and if you're starting to add to a position and you're holding it long, this is a good company. I think it's going to be worth it. Only because I just said it before we go back to Sean. because I always keep forgetting to talk about or look at and talk about Caterpillar because, daily chart. You know what? I jinxed it myself, man. You know what? What? To you, Sean, because my Caterpillar chart does not want to load. Clearly, I should not be buying any Caterpillar because the system says don't do it yet, Neil.
No. You should do it. Okay, so I know. Well, I mean, welcome to charts. There is a fix in for this. I've been told. Okay, so just like this, I type in. What the hell? Sorry, what the heck? There you go. Okay, so Blackberry. Okay, here we go. So Blackberry reporting tonight after market. You'll probably see that almost right away at 4, I believe. I don't think they wait, if I remember correctly. So Blackberry today, not great. I mean, good today, but not great lately. 958. If you check out here, this is what I'm talking about. You've already made that high of about $12. We're now right at some key levels, but hey. Look, we are in the space right now, literally right now, that this could fly tomorrow. So I just want to let everybody know that right now Blackberry is at a very, very key level of $9. And if they come out tomorrow or tomorrow, and announce something, they guide higher. I know there was talk of them, some sort of a deal or workings with Amazon and something, cars, things like that. I mean, they're all about their operating system and things like that. But right now, BlackBerry, I think it's called QS, is that right?
QNX.
QNX, that's what it is. Yeah, so, being used in various spots. So, watch out for BlackBerry. I still think that there is a potential here for them to come out pretty big tomorrow, or tonight. So watch out for BlackBerry on watch. I wouldn't be surprised if we get a 1050 spot tomorrow, which is only up $1, but still, that's 10%. So we'll see if it can go there. And then if not, I don't think you're that bad because the cover is going to be at about 8. So, I mean, you're risking $1 either way. BlackBerry coming out, not horrible for a swing play, especially if this market wants to rock and roll again tomorrow. BlackBerry should be ready to go as well. I don't have anything other than that, but just letting you know that this is a meme stock, and we can check it out. Let me check out trade ideas quickly here for you. We'll open it up, and maybe Brendan can double check on his shorts as well. New, and I just go here, single stock window. And again, trade ideas is a pretty good system, man. If you guys want to watch or do some research on trade ideas, we do have Michael Noss. I think he's coming this week from Trade Ideas. Maybe not, it could be wrong. He does come on the show, but here's BlackBerry right now. I wasn't here. Was he here last Friday?
He was here last week.
Oh, okay. I wasn't here Friday, so okay, he's coming. He's every other Friday. Here's the BlackBerry short float. It's not bad, but it's not great. 8% short. I think that's probably historically in line for BlackBerry. So that's what I have, Brendan. You let me know what you have, but in the chat. So he has 6.5. So
okay.
Same thing. So maybe it's not that play, but I see your ATER worked out for you.
Yeah. So this is gonna be good. I mean, I have no issues with the Affirm short because I like that level. And if I hit 2 out of 2 on a stock level and get the same shot at the setup, I'm going to take it the third time. And if you lose, you lose. But ATER, there was, I put in the chat, there was a so there is an offer at 1665. And I know it's not quite to that 17 level, but when I saw that there, it checked up. I'm going to take the profit out. It is also past 340. Remember, we're flat at the end of the day. And at that point, it's not that I'm looking for excuses. I am actively looking for reasons to cover the trade because I'm running out of time anyways. And day traders are running out of time because they're flat at 4 o'clock. And that's one of the things that can cause moves like this. I mean, literally, as I say it, the second it got back up to that 68 high and that 65 offer was still there, look at it run away from it. So sometimes I'm not going to wait for that to happen. You just get out in front and then there it goes. But that's also me stopping out on Affirm. So I'm 2 out of 3 on these levels. And again, it's one of those things where this will look like a relatively tight stop. Wow, that's not even the high of the day. So I easily keystroked. Yeah, I didn't put my stop at the high of the day. Affirm didn't break the high of the day. That's pretty bad. So
you might have saved yourself a couple bucks. So we'll see.
I mean, you know what? A lot of times I would just get right back into it, but it is 343, so I'm probably not going to go ahead and do that because that's 5 minutes. It's like 5 minutes until imbalances come out. So I might have just saved myself like 20 or 30 cents accidentally by stopping out with a keystroke error, but it is 100% a keystroke. I didn't mean to give it to the high of the day. And then if you look at, again, the reason why, and of course now my positions don't want to seem to load here, but I did short this level previously on the 14th, and then again I was showing you when we had that one earlier on, and it's a good price level. It does look like Affirm is breaking back out. I love you, Affirm, because I own you long term, but never trade my book. If I see a setup, I'm going to take it. It doesn't care. I don't care what I think about it over the next 5 or 10 years. When you're day trading, you should only be focused on what is the probability of you getting X before Y in the next 10, 15 minutes, hour, 2 hours, or the whole day. And that's how you break down a setup. I still have AEMD but this is doing absolutely nothing. So in the next 5 minutes, I will just have to cover this. I shorted it around this price all morning long. It gave me another shot in the afternoon, but it is not going anywhere. So if I only get 10 to 15 cents out of it, then that's what's going to end up happening. I wanted to hold the rest to see if it would pop down to 470, low of the day. Doesn't look like I will get it.
So I see you there, Goldman Sam, talking about Facebook. Look, Facebook's been one of the crown jewels of my portfolio, and I still think it can be. The only thing is today, it seems like we knew that Apple changed the way that they're gathering data and the information that they're disseminating to third parties and things like that. But I guess there was a report today that came out early, and I can show you the chart how we traded it. Most of you will know how we traded it. It was good. Facebook's one of my top stocks today. But yeah, the last time I bought was at 350, and then I was like touting the position like a madman up here when we were at 380 and saying that we got to buy more of this, and I wish I had. So right now you're getting that opportunity. But I'm still bearish on the market. So I think Facebook's great for a comeback. If you're going to start a position, maybe now, but I'm not going to put new money to work right here. I still think we could fall down. Is it a material change to their business was the question. I don't think it changes anything. I mean, it's going to be more affecting, obviously, advertisers. So we're going to have to wait for the next earnings report before I do anything with Facebook, which is coming up now anyways. So we're getting into earnings season now. And we'll just see, are they losing, customers? Are they losing those Pepsis of the world and Nike and, some of the, the travel that's advertising with them on Instagram and so on and so forth? Are they losing that? And if they are, then yeah, that's going to be a problem. I mean, that's their revenue model. So we'll have to see what they have to say. I really haven't heard anything from the company yet, so we're going to wait to see what Facebook does, but it is well below that. And if you have 50 period, if you look at, but it just happened today. If you look at Apple, you can see the same kind of thing here, where hopefully, I'm going to wait a second, I'm going to hit enter, and then hopefully it'll change. I'm going to, the same kind of move is happening on Apple right now, where you're below the 50 period and trying to get back up. So, hey, all these tech names probably need to be bought at some point, but I'm going to give it a couple more days to see what happens. You definitely don't buy today up 1%. If it was down 1% and a big flush happened, then I would say we could buy some of these. But for right now, I'm going to hold on to all of my tech. We did sell Apple at 152, waiting to buy back in. I was saying 140 was a good buy-in. We only went down to 141, but I think in here's where we should buy it. So Apple down to 142 is a buy for me.
And yeah, someone put in the chat, there might be too late, but SAVA Science is almost positive on the session. It was quite positive in the pre-market. When it spiked to $69, and I didn't short this name, and I probably should have found a way to get into it. I did try a bottom pick. We got some shares in at 51. When it broke that low, I gave it some room below 50 even, just probably not enough. It got all the way down into 49, actually broke 49. There's pretty much no way that I would have given it past 49, so I can't sit here and say, oh, there's a way I could have worked this into a winning trade. It wouldn't have happened, but it does come back in. Just still signs of weakness with this. When these guys finally get a positive piece of news and can't even hold any level almost all day long until it's given up the entire gain, and it kind of tells you what the sellers think of this stock and what happens if it gets a pop. So I'm going to come in tomorrow and I'll zoom in on the daily chart so you can kind of see here. I'm going to be looking squarely at this previous high, that 53 that's being resisted all morning or all afternoon. It sort of lines up, and this is SAVA at 53. You can go back. Like, this is a level here. And if it gives you any chance to short around it, yeah, do you have to let it break and maybe test a 54? Sure. But I'll be pretty confident that if you get in the money on this, you're going to get more than just like $1. So if you risk $1.50, I don't think it's going to be the end of the world. SAVA Science is on the radar. I'm not going to trade in the last 10 minutes of the day. When imbalances come out in 2 minutes, I saw someone asking for them. We will show you on the off chance that there are some big imbalances. We had Fed Day, so you never know. There's no guarantee just because the market's moving here today and up 1% that you'll see a bunch of buy imbalances, but we'll give it to you anyways.
Yeah, I mean, the imbalances are coming, and we're going to be right here with you. And here's the Toronto one, Suncor to the downside here. We can look at that. When and if it ever loads here, we'll go to the 1 minute for Suncor. You can see since the imbalance came out, a little bit of a dip down, but I mean the market, starting to move a little bit too. So nothing there. Great Canadian Gaming Corp, GC. This is a buyout, by the way, which not doing anything. So this is not going to move. So this is just a sell. Probably the last day it's here. I think it's being bought $45. Makes sense to me right there. And then there's nothing else. I mean, Enbridge, yeah, take my money. That's who I pay my gas bill to every single month here in Toronto. So that's what's moving right now on the imbalances. Then, like Neil mentioned, the U.S. imbalance is coming at 350. So 1 minute away from that one. You know what else I noticed today? Ford. We didn't, yeah, so this is right where we bought Ford on the break of 1330. We do like that number. Where was it on the daily chart? Right here. We bought just the other day, literally yesterday or 2 days ago on this, we got 1330s, but on the VWAP or the 50 period moving average break right there on the daily chart. And then we got swooped down yesterday and Monday on those big moves down and went right back to 1280, and that was a screaming buy down there as well. So for right now, you can watch this, but I like Ford. The imbalance is coming out very soon. We'll see where they go, but I like Ford at these levels. I think that can be bought if you're talking about long term, and I like Blackberry for tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll have a quick look in just a few seconds, those imbalances. Just so you know, Firm did continue higher. Look, I saved myself some money by stopping out early, but this trend does continue. That's just an accident. We're going to save ourselves 20 or 30 cents. What a strong move in the afternoon. What a strong stock in general. Should be on your radar for tomorrow, regardless of which direction it does move. That is 350. They should be. I can show mine if you want.
I mean, I have them. I mean, I can do it. I'm right here.
You good?
Okay, so I was only saying because the market started to fall there.
Oh, okay.
You can see right now Apple starting to move. Still the one day thing here. Apple starting to move to the downside right here off this number. Where's the size? There it is. So Apple's starting to move a little bit here. So that's never been really a great sign when that happens. WFC, Brendan brought that to us as well. Other than that, I don't see much. There it goes. So Apple's starting to get paired off already. So yeah, watch out below right now. The market, as you can see, obviously the imbalances do come out. And if you're going to learn anything from us, I hope you learn a lot, first of all. And then next point about that is there's key moments in the day, right? And I mean, that's why Neil and I always talk about, hey, we're trying to get flat ahead of this. We're trying to get long ahead of that. So, be very, very careful with that. And now you know that at 350, you can get little moves in the market that maybe you're not expecting that have nothing to do with technicals. It just has to do with the way the functioning of these closing imbalances. And Apple's gone already. So now it's getting paired off. So I expect the NASDAQ to move back up.
Speaking of gone, remember ATER, everybody, and I was included in this when that breakout started going on ATER, I fully said it had room to 17, and this is why on the 15-minute chart you can kind of see this cluster up here at 17 even. But hey, things change. And what happened was somebody jumped on the offer at 1665 after it made a top here. So it breaks through that price level, comes right back down, makes that high. Someone jumps on the offer with big size and immediately starts to go down. It caused me to cover, and then it retests, goes up towards the high again, stalls right when that same order gets on the offer again, and everyone has to stare it in the face, and then it flushes. So this is what I mean about momentum. Day traders who have to take profit are going to see that and say, well, this might not break a new high. I don't want to be the last person to get out, and that's where that selling comes in. When it consolidates lower, and then can't even get past this 50 level, which was resistance before, that causes probably a little bit more panic. The good news for all of you guys that are in ATR and like it to the long side, I mean, if you just it hasn't really even broken this trend since the afternoon, so it is holding a higher low or a series of higher lows. It still looks pretty good overall, even on the 15-minute chart, so your trend is still solid. But on the day trade, that was an obvious price area to be able to get out in front of and just not take the chance. Sometimes that order is going to fill and it's going to break to 17. But to me, it's what's going to happen 7 times out of 10? What's the action that if you do it every single time, you'll be the most profitable? And to me, it's taking the profit at those levels. If you're holding it, from 10 or 11 on a breakout and you're still giving it to some more room to these highs, whatever. You're not reacting to that kind of thing if you wanted to swing it overnight anyways, but we're here day trading. And when we see that in the level 2, we'll call it out. When it's fugazi, we saw an order that was fake and gets pulled. On some levels, that was clearly not. That's someone that actually wanted to fill. Whoa, Marin, now Marin wants to go, now that there's no time to do anything about it?
I was just going to talk about that. Today, we're actually going to be 8 for 9 on our positions, and our only loser, and I was just getting it all lined up to show you guys how we traded today. Only loser today, Marin, because we went Marin. We went long early thinking that we're going to pop. That was in the pre-market, so that's really a nothing burger there. But then we did take this bottom right there of the pre-market. That didn't really work. Then we started buying here. That was working about 950 before that crack. Then we lost there, took it again, lost there, and that's it. But we're going to go 8 for 9 today. So for me, will Gronk spike it? I don't have Gronk in the pool. I wish I did. Well, not really. I have Hawkinson, so whatever. But right now, Marin to the downside. Look what else we did today, guys. Just to review. I mean, again, wishing we still had this. Look at these bottoms on AMC. Bang, bang. There, picked up these. I had the lowest print. You're not going to find a better print today on AMC than this, probably, but you're not going to find. We worse outs maybe than $1, but we did take a nice $1.50 win there on AMC. That's my day on AMC. I would show you my day on Clover. You're going to have to trust me that I am positive on it. You can see there's the best buy that I have down there at 780, and you can see where we're at right now, so that's going to be a good one. DATs is another name that we could be negative on, so we could be 8 for 10 if this doesn't show up, but I get out right now for flat. Anyways, I don't even count that as a loser. Facebook today, a big one for us. We bought early, and that's it. We only took that $2 and we left it alone. Should have got back in. I feel like that was a missed opportunity. Lucid, let's just go, oh my God.
Oh my God.
Because Lucid just, I'm going to have nightmares about this. This is my #1 stock today. I'm still going to feel bad about it because we shorted, and then our best out is $2 winner. Yeah, we were shorting 28, man. It went to 24, so we cut that one in half. We should have done better on that one. The triple Qs, this was a good one. We'll go, wow, because that dropped off the top. We were battling this, man. We were, look, short, out. That's bad. Then we shorted there. That's great. Then we short there, out there. That's bad. That's a mistake. And then short, and then we let it fall down. So that's the winner on the Qs. SoFi, so good right now. You wake up early, you put those eggs on the frying pan, and you grab SoFi to the long side right there. And that was a great trade, but I remember people yelling at me, why are you getting out of this, Sean? I don't know. I know you did the same thing, Neil, but up to 17, was not expecting that. Thank you, SoFi. Maybe you're back. And then the one that we just got out of right now, Wimmy, we got revenge on this one as we go short off the failed break, and then bang, cash that in. So, hey, man, successful day for me. It's going to be Thursday tomorrow. We'll see if we can have a perfect week.
And that's Thursday, where we actually see if it's true that Evergrande is going to be paying off that bond coupon. So they said they are, and they made an arrangement. I don't have that chart up. I was looking at Root, and then I got on this Evergrande thing. So tomorrow we'll find out. There's still some risk, I do think, in the crypto world there. If they were to actually default and it was disorderly, which if they make some payments and get some arrangements going, it might not be disorderly. There is some risk with stable coins, especially Tether. I'm only bringing Root up because I saw it was up 5%. The stock is also heavily shorted, and it is trying to put in a lower high, and it's got a nice level here around just above that $5 range. And look, I like the insurance industry as a whole. I prefer Lemonade, which I say every single time. I don't own Root, I own Lemonade. But this is a company that at some point actually could get a squeeze, and it hasn't never really had, at least every time the other meme stocks have gone, this is the one that kind of gets left like the ugly stepkid, or if I even should say that, I probably shouldn't. But this one could at some point go. Like, it never seems to get that love. And I look at it ever since it broke this 7 even and then failed to break above it. You get a $5 low. It's kind of setting up here that it would break out at 7. It's at 6 now, so this could be like a day one kind of thing. It'll be on my radar tomorrow, but volumes are meh for now. I've been trailing off the last couple of days, and it doesn't seem to get that love. But if this starts to get going, it's going to be one for me. We'll be watching Marin tomorrow, but this is frustrating because it did go to the level that I wanted to short, by the way. It's just obviously with 3 minutes left to go, and it spikes at 352, and then immediately gives you like a 30-cent retracement. Like, I would have taken that, but I'm not taking it at 352. Happens at 340, it happens at 330. We would have had this, but Marin, yeah, not a good one for me today, trying to buy in front of that 950 level. Should still be solid volume tomorrow at least. It's done 150,000 shares, 150 million shares today, and you could expect a little bit like that tomorrow as well. Even if it has come back a lot, it's up 60% still on the session.
There's Maggie. Maggie's been busy, man. I was just gonna say Lucas doing Omen's work over there all by himself here, and he's done the whole show. So thank you, Lucas, for that one. As we're looking to expand our team, and Maggie interviewing for YouTube specialists and things like that. So I was going to say send in your resumes, but I think we have a lot.
You just did.
So yeah, well, I don't know who to send them into, but you guys can do that if you want. But
they'll figure it out.
Yeah, we're looking to grow our team here. So okay, right now we're just this is just data. It's the only one I have left. I just got the punch out of this one. It might be a 7-cent hit, but we still have some protection there at 60 for our long. We maybe just get out here. So this will be another red mark on our day, but honestly, this is crazy. Oh, you want the weed animation for your birthday, Dan McIsaac? Hey, look, man, when you're gonna ask me for that, man, let's go right now. There we go. This is Valeria likes this song. We're all down with this song. There we go. There's Miss V. Yeah, put those guns up, Miss V. There you go. Watch it. That was pretty good. Right there, Dan. We like you. We'll do it again for you right there. Thank you for your patronage, Dan.
Happy birthday, Dan.
Exactly. So there we go. Happy birthday, Dan, for that one. And if you wanted a different weed animation, we'll do Weed Batman for you as well. As today's a good day for the weed stock. So there it is. Weed Batman's in the building today. But we're getting ready for the close. Oh, I wanted to show you guys.
They're
quickly.
asking where Rob is. Rob is here. He's back. I just don't know what he's doing right now.
Work. Okay. So
I know he's working. I don't know what he's working on.
Exactly. That's the problem.
There he is.
Where?
Oh, for the.
Okay. Anyways. Yeah. So. Oh, there. Oh, he's over there doing work. Oh, okay. Yeah, he's working on the memes and movers side of things over there. So, thank you so much, Rob, for that. And no rest for the wicked. Like first day back and throw him right in. Throw them right in there. Okay, 30 seconds to go here. We'll see where the market's going to wind up. It's going to be a green day, thank God for that one. General Motors, Palantir 2750, Apple trying to get off the schneid as well. It's going to be a big day for us.
And stick around. Sean's got the trade of the day aftermarket. Probably should have said that as well.
Oh, yeah.
But I got to drop the countdown. I think it's Rob on the bell because the only person that would hide like this is Rob. There he is. He's not juggling anything. And we got to ask him about the yo-yo.
Yeah, you can do yo-yo tricks, right?
2 and 1.
Look at that stone cold shit. Look at those guns, man. This guy's ripped now. Holy.
We had a conversation. This dude can like bench like 1,000,000 pounds and probably do 100 push-ups. Also, no, Rob, stick with.
There's no doubt about that.
Everyone needs to know something before we find out how the market closed. Can you do yo-yo tricks? Like walk the dog around the.
I was in grade 6.
Oh.
Okay, so 3 years ago he did yo-yo tricks, but yeah, not anymore. So I sort of thought he would, so we're wrong on that
I thought he would.
I thought he was going to be yo-yo master, but okay, guys, it's been a great day. Thank you so much. A big shout out. Obviously, you just saw Rob there, so thank you to Rob. Great job, Lucas, on the ones and twos all by himself. Thank you to Maggie for holding it down on the office side of things today. Thank you to Trader Prad and Miss V for crushing the midday show. I mean, that's every day from 11. There they are. There's Rob. Like, is Rob a camera hog? Okay, this guy needs to be on the camera more often, Rob.
Really?
He's getting the love on the chat, so I just want to. Oh, the unicycle. I mean, we've already seen. I mean, he brought the unicycle in and started juggling bowling pins and things like that on said. The guy plays. This is how good shape he's in. Unicycle basketball.
I didn't even know it was a thing.
I can't even run around the court. This guy's on it. What's up, Brendan?
Oh yeah. Whoops.
Quickly, before we go, here's how things ended for the day, guys. It was nicely positive. It was a little questionable there as we came on at 3 o'clock, but yeah, we held on to nice gains right across the board. So a full percent or thereabouts for most markets. Look at Ethereum. 10% at the end of the day there for Ethereum, guys.
Does Rob have a job? Yeah, Rob has a job. Yeah,
barely.
He's barely. Wow, hardcore. You guys are rough. No, yeah, Rob's on the technical side of things and a graphic artist and things like that. So, anyways, maybe we'll do an interview with Rob one day, Brendan. Give the people what they want. That's what we're doing, Brendan.
Brendan's cool, man.
Okay. All right, so that's it. Let's wrap this up. Trade of the day coming up. I don't even remember what it's on. I think it's on AMC. So stay tuned to watch that. We'll talk all about why we went long at 37.50. Stay tuned for that. It's coming up right now. It was a good hump day. Tomorrow's going to even be a better day. So join us tomorrow at 8:30 when we go live. Trader TV Live. See you tomorrow.
Bye, guys.